good morning. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. It's another Friday, October 17th, 2025, all day today. And since it is another Friday, that means welcome to Fangirl Friday. Today's episode can be seen on YouTube replay and only YouTube replay. Otherwise, you must be here present. Today's episode in part is sponsored by Lana, Bella, and Jax. Yes, we are giving away a family pizza night and Roblux. Roblux has become a household favorite over here. Not sure what it is for you guys. But yes, tonight, or today rather, we're giving away the complete package. So today we are giving away a $50 pizza gift certificate to your choice, either Domino's or Pizza Hut, whatever is located near you. It is an gift card. The winner of the contest, plus $20 in Roblox for your kids. Today's episode is to promote family night bonding. And then you'd be like, Lana, why are you giving away Roblox then? Well, the kids got to win too. Don't worry though. If you do not win the contest, your kid is still going to get a $10 gift card for Roblox. So you would think that Roblox was sponsoring this production, but they aren't. We just, like I said, last week we had a winner. Again, give it up for last week's Fangirl Friday contest winner. She won a Halloween costume. Congratulations again to channel subscriber Marina out there. Cheers. So today we want to give a pizza party away. Before we get into today's contest, which is called So Judgy, we're going to give you an update in what you can expect from today's episode in terms of highlights. We are going to be talking about this week. Donna Adelson was sentenced to life plus 30, but not before Donna and Harvey Adelson spoke their piece. We're going to talk about Sheldon Jeter Jr. He is awaiting a ruling on whether the trial courts will grant him a new trial based on juror misconduct. We're going to talk about Scott Peterson's road to freedom. We're going to show you guys a declaration that was put out by a local Modesto resident who was claiming they would have come forward sooner, but they had been assaulted by the police at least twice, and they've been scared. Remember that scumbag, Adam Montgomery? Well, we're going to talk about him. And he was just his appellate attorney was just in court arguing the other day. But his attorney does raise some interesting arguments. I think that we brought them up here on the channel when we covered Harmony Montgomery's trial. Very sad. We're going to talk about Ellen Greenberg. Wow, is all I have to say. How is it another ruling suicide? Are you kidding me? We're going to talk about the Netflix. What happened to Amy? Where is Amy? The family in the production of the episode from Netflix. 2 different stories right now. We're going to talk about that. We were going to talk about swinger stalkers and sissies, but I decided, you know what's more important? How everybody's decorations for Halloween are getting more amazing every year. So we're going to talk about how do you decorate your house and what a couple families have done and how they are catching some heat. So with that said, we always start off with our game show. So if you want to participate in today's game show, all you have to do, I'm going to drop this link. You have to be the first 3 subscribers. The only qualification for tonight's game is that you have to be a subscriber. There is the link. I'm taking the first 3 people that click the link to be part of it. And what the competition is today is there's going to be 12 pictures that grace our screen. And these 12 pictures, they're like 12 questions. They are either famous judges from television shows, movies, or true crime cases. When the picture flashes on the screen, it's the first person to name either the correct television show, the correct movie, or the correct case that it came from. Between questions 4 and 5, 8 and 9, and after question 12, there will be a Roblux bonus question. Each picture question is worth 1 point. Each Roblox question is worth 2 points. It's like a daily double. We have our first person to clock in. We have our second person. Do we have a third? Robin, Kelly, and we're waiting on a third. Why So Judgy? Today's contest. Oh, we got a third. Yay! We have Robin, Kelly, and Megan over here. So let's go ahead and add. Robin, you there?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can add everybody to the panel here. Let me take that. I have to take myself down. Okay, we got Kelly, we got Robin, and hang on tight. We have.
Oh,
Megan, did we get everybody?
yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Everybody here? Oh, wait. I think we missed one. Oh, Robin fell off. So, Robin, click back in. We'll give you a second here.
I think we need to put him on the other side.
We have to put Megan on the other side?
Oh, no, he was sorry, he was talking to me. He wanted me to move us. We can't move us, babes.
No. I'm just saying so everyone can fit in.
Oh, no,
yeah, see? We're waiting for one more. Hi, how you doing? Welcome.
Oh, we are waiting. Hello.
Aw.
I'm the Spitfire Dragon. Well, my son was like, do not change your name. That takes too long. Don't put my name in. That takes too long. This is Gannicus.
Hi, Gannicus. How are you?
Hello.
See,
What
I
a
don't know,
cute
the day
name.
started.
The day just started. Oh, thank you.
Yes. You said Gannicus?
That's right.
How do you spell it?
Gannicus. It's
Okay.
from Spartacus, Gods of the Arena.
Oh, really?
Personal
Wow.
details aren't so personal anymore.
Do you have any nicknames or do you just go by Gannicus?
I just go by Gannicus.
Oh, nice. So when you have to write your name for school, were you like, oh, God, look at all these letters?
Yes.
And like, so my son, he just has to write JAX. I was like, man, you got it easy. They always ask if Jax is short for Jackson. And it's like, nope, he was born JAX. That's what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He also has a cute name.
I always got
cute.
like the Sons of Anarchy, and I was like, yeah, no, but I did watch that episode. I did watch that series rather. It actually, I ended up watching that series after Jax was born during like I binge watched it after he was born because everybody was saying, did you name him that because of that show? I didn't even know that show. And so
You
at
had to
that
go check
point,
it out.
I had to go check it out, and then I couldn't stop watching it. So,
My son also has a cute name,
but let's hear it.
McGuire.
Oh, I like
Ooh,
that.
I
Yes.
like it.
I love it. He's the only one I know.
McGuire, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wait, let me put down this. We've reached our goal. Oh, yay. Okay, here, hold on, let me make sure I share this one more time. I forgot to pin it.
And I'm sorry, I haven't brushed my hair or anything today. I'm noticing I should go back in the dark.
Oh, Kelly, you're fine.
I'm undergoing cancer treatment over here, so I'm like, I look like Dr. Evil. It's fine.
Well, I think right now I'm the one, but that's okay.
Well, good luck with the cancer treatment. I didn't know that.
Thank you. It's going pretty well so far.
Yeah, I mean, you
Good.
sound good.
Well, thank you.
You sound like you have some strength. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you look
Yes.
beautiful.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
do.
Okay, so did I share that one more time? Okay, there it is. We're waiting for our third contestant. If I have a mod out there that wants to try to compete, see how, smart our mods are here. Okay, so the way that it'll work is, once again, I just want to give our rules to the contestants. So there's going to be on the screen a picture of a famous judge, whether it's from a court case, a TV show, or the movie. And all you have to tell me is you don't have to name the judge. You just have to name the court case that it's from or the TV or the movie show that it's from.
Okay.
So you don't have to know the judge's name. You just have to say, oh, that's from, and then whatever it may be. It's the first one to say it right. If you guess wrong, though, then it's still up for grabs. But the first one to get it right gets that point. Okay. And then we have our Roblux question that comes in every 3 to 4 questions. There's 3 of those. And the Roblox questions are worth more points. So we got a couple multiple choice. In the end, we're going to have a winner. Okay. Did we have our next person to click there? I can't see. Come on. I thought for sure Mary P would be all grabbing that link. Come on, Mary. We know you're good. We want to see you battle. Otherwise, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get.
Let me go back inside. It's loud out here.
I think we got our third. Yes, we do. Lisa.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm
good
so
morning.
embarrassed.
Welcome.
Lisa.
I look really bad this morning, but I felt bad for you guys.
You need to have
having
3
sit there and
contestants.
wait for a third contestant. How
Okay.
are you guys?
We're good.
Good. How are you?
Good.
So-
Well, I'm going to tell you guys I'm not really good with names, but I'm here
okay.
for the
Well,
party.
you're here. That's all that matters. All right. We have our bell. I'm trying to yell to get Jax down here. He
I'm going to try to see if
he
I
has
can.
he has I was like, come on, you ready to do this co-hosting? He's like, oh my god,
Is
no,
it
are you
making-
kidding me? Somebody has to come and do come and wish everybody good luck then, and at least in the competition. All right, so
I was
you
trying
guys
to make
ready?
my screen bigger.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So
Hey, Jax.
he's back there.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Jax.
Yeah, he had today off. They have parent teacher conferences spread out this year for some reason, and we also have the pumpkin show out here. It's really cool. I'm going to show you guys at the end what it looks like. But they shut down the schools next to us, like in the next district over, for like all week. While they like have like it's like you guys can look it up. It's the Circleville Pumpkin Show, and it's just they have pumpkin contest. The winning pumpkin this year was 1,972 pounds.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
my God.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's like a big, yeah, there's like a big parade. It's everything Halloween. They make some really cool independent films out here in the cornfield. So, not that
I've
I'm in the
never been to
cornfield.
Ohio.
Oh,
You
a
make
hidden
it
gem.
sound very amazing. You do. You.
It's, yeah,
used to
no,
live
it's
there.
it's
You
literally
do
a
make
hidden gem. You have Ohio State. If you're in Columbus, you got Cleveland. You got Cincinnati then.
Cincinnati is one of my favorite cities. I used to live across the river in Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Oh, yeah,
growing
you're
up.
right by the riverboats.
I've
Yeah,
heard lots of
I
great
love-
things about the Cincinnati
Yeah.
Museum.
Yep, that's where I
My
went
whole
to school. It
family's
used to be-
from Cleveland. Cleveland
are?
rocks. Uh-huh.
They break our hearts every year, though. They manage to them
Do you
damn
know-
Browns.
Do you know where Piqua, Ohio is?
Yeah.
My great-grandmother, like the town, she made it to 103. They did like a whole birthday party for her. It was so sweet.
Oh,
103.
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah, wow. That's awesome.
I mean, that was like 20 years ago, but anyway.
But still, it looks like you're going to be living forever, girl.
I don't know. My body be broke down on the daily.
You're going to be watching true crime for the next 70 years.
God help me.
All
I
right,
need to be
here
a
we go.
lawyer
We're
then.
going to add, let's add to the screen here. Ready.
Okay. Is it going to flash on the... I have
I'm
like
gonna-
a micro screen
I'm going to
because of my phone.
I'm going to control it here to help.
And I'm sorry. Oh my God. Why am I so close to my camera?
Okay. So here we go. First one. Can you guys see it?
Come on.
Yes.
I know.
Okay, so name the television show, movie, or true crime case that features this judge.
Oh,
Fire babes.
I don't know.
I'm a hard, I don't know.
So we got
Me
pass,
too.
pass,
expecting
pass.
like,
Oh, wait.
I bet
Oh,
Spitfire knows.
We can pass. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a hint now, since nobody guessed. Ready? Here's your first hint. It's a case, okay, where the defendant represented himself.
Oh, the Donald Trump case that just happened.
Daryl
Oh,
Brooks.
Okay, now so two left. Two people left. It's the case where the defendant represented himself.
Is it a real case?
It's a real case.
I think I know what it is,
We're
Mama.
gonna
I
give.
know.
We'll
I'm
do
out.
time. We'll do times up. But ready? Once I say it, you guys are gonna know it. Ready?
Okay.
The answer is. We're gonna reveal it here for you. Darrell Brooks.
Ah, I did say it. I just didn't say it loud enough.
Oh, you did say it?
Yes, that's okay. Let's go to the next one because I didn't know. I just was guessing.
Name of TV show, movie, or true crime case.
Court night, late night, midnight court, something. I don't know.
Next two.
I don't know.
Oh, whoa. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to think of the guy that was also in like the Andy Griffith show. Was he a detective or something at one point? I don't know
Talking
the
about
name.
Matlock. It's not Matlock. I don't think. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Spitfire. I suck at this game. I'm
I
I know.
sorry.
suck
All right,
more.
ready?
Sorry.
Ready for the answer?
Yes.
Mhm.
The answer is we're gonna reveal it. It is my cousin Vinny. cousin
Oh,
Vinny.
shoot.
I
Yep.
feel embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed too. I should have known that.
Next up,
We
This
saw
is
it.
the
We
one.
saw it.
We saw it.
This
We
is the
saw
late
it.
night, midnight court one.
okay. So
What
we're
is
gonna
it?
we're gonna give everybody a
I'm out.
point there.
What?
Night court.
Yes, that one. I'm like late night, midnight court. I
Next
get the
one.
point. I won
Yeah.
that one.
Yep,
Judge Ito.
Oh, yay me. Okay.
right there. We
Dang
got Judge Ito there. Okay, hold on.
Somebody
We have
else.
so we have 1-1, 1-1 because I gave everybody a point on the last one. Hold on 1 second.
I got a 0. I'm just waiting for Judge Judy. I'm gonna be real honest.
Me too. Me too.
Judge Joe Brown. All those
I
from
know
like
her.
the 90s.
Okay, so we have. Let's see. This will be question number 5 again. That was. We revealed that one. Moving on here. This is a multiple choice. This is your Roblox question. Ready?
2006
2015.
or 2005.
Wait, these are the choices.
So, what year was Roblox released?
15.
2020.
2015, 2020, 2025.
It was definitely, if it was anything, it was probably 2025. No, not 2025, 2015. 2015.
I'll say
All right.
2020.
Ready? He got it.
Yay.
Nice
That
job,
isn't even
buddy.
the correct release date.
Did it come out?
It came out in like 2006.
You did. That was good. You were on it right away. You came out swinging with 2015. Yeah, I didn't even need
Good
multiple
job.
choice, probably.
You were. Good job.
Go
Nice
Gattaca.
job, buddy. That's a good one.
He knows his Roblox. He's over here looking at me like, how are you missing these judges?
When I thought about it, I was like, oh my gosh, Roblox has been around for 10 years. Like, when you think about it, I'm like, wow, like, I didn't think it was around. I mean, time's just flying.
I thought it had been around longer.
Yeah.
As
Well, I
much
thought it
money as
wasn't
I've
around that
paid.
long.
What's your
here's our-
favorite game, Gattaca?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Jax, what's your favorite Roblox?
What's your favorite Roblox game?
I like multiple games.
You like multiple
Do
games.
you like
Good
the one where you do
answer.
grow garden?
Mhm.
Oh, I like
I
that
kind
one.
of quit it at this point.
You quit it at this point, but you had an amazing garden for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
We're in-
There's a RPG game called Block Tales I really like.
Okay. Jax, which
Do you
one
like
do you like right now?
Dandy's World?
What's
Andy's World.
Oh yeah, I've played that. I haven't played that in a while, but I
You like it?
yeah, I like it a little bit.
All right, here's our next one. This is name the TV movie or true crime case. Here's your judge.
Oh,
These would have been all
Is that a-
cases that I've ever like. It's a case. If it's up here, I talked about it before.
I don't
feel like
recognize
this is-
that one at all.
I don't know. Is this a Florida judge? No.
They look a little bit like Rachel Maddow, but they're not Rachel Maddow.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I pass.
Judge Patty.
Judge Pat. Or you can say you can say the case. Ready?
Huh?
It is. I'm surprised nobody said this. I'm like shocked here.
Yeah.
It is the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case.
Oh my
Oh,
God. That's what
wow.
brought me back into true crime.
Yeah,
I'm gonna embarrass myself. I didn't watch
remember all those memes?
I
Dang
guess
it.
I was too busy just looking at them. Amber Heard and
Well,
Johnny.
Come on, say hi.
I don't know. How funny.
So nobody's gonna get any points. Or what do we still have? Like, well, I think you guys are in the lead with because you guys just got that the 2015. So I think it's like 3-1-1-2.
Oh, the Murdoch case.
Oh, all over it. Who said that?
Oh,
Me.
there you go.
Boom.
I'm like still looking for my glasses.
Judge
He was
Judy.
a great judge.
I'm looking for Judge Judy still.
Oh, we're
Me
waiting for
too.
her. Okay, ready?
Is that
Oh, she
that's
looks
no?
so familiar.
Was that the first lady?
I know. I was thinking, is that Megan Marshall? But it's not.
Is that Megan Marshall when she was like 13? Right?
I think she might be prettier. I'm not sure.
Correct answer is nobody's gonna say it. This is out of Florida, the Parkland shooter case. So
Oh,
Aw.
that's
Okay.
right.
she
She's
a lot of
pretty.
controversy. Yeah. Her name is Lindsay Judge. There you go. She has her own YouTube channel now. I tried to get her to come on my channel, and at first I think she was down, and then probably somebody got to her. You can't go on that crazy
Heard
girl's
me on
channel.
your channel. I'm just
You can go on
kidding.
that
She might
crazy.
ask you about your panties.
I know, right?
Oh,
Oh, here
yeah.
we
I
go.
watched that
Name
again yesterday. I forgot how crazy
oh,
all
it's
that
so
was.
funny. Name the TV show, movie, or true crime case that featured this judge. I showed this case on my channel here probably within like last year.
I have no idea. I'm not good with judges. I take it. I guess I don't pay attention.
I know
I don't know this one
they're just
either.
never that important. It's okay.
I
Now I'm
don't
gonna give
think
you guys a
they
clue. I'll give you guys a clue. This judge had literally had to sit through, okay, the defendant switching counsel 8 times.
Crazy lady in
Oh.
Florida that put the guy in the suitcase.
Yes.
Oh my
I'm gonna give it
gosh.
to you. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yes.
I do
Yes.
remember that case, but
Yes.
wow.
Yes, the honorable.
Wow.
God bless his heart. All right, number 8. Boom.
Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
Right? No?
He's so
Wrong.
Oh, didn't he just die?
Judge Mathis.
Judge
Oh my
Mathis.
gosh. Yep. Sorry.
Next one. And we've reached a Roblox double up. Here we go. What virtual currency did Roblox replace with Robux?
Okay.
What was it?
What virtual currency? Ticks?
Yes, buddy.
Woo! Good job.
Let's go.
I
Oh
didn't know
my
it
Good
was-
goodness.
I was like, wait, what? There was something
Let's
after
go.
He is
Robot?
crushing it this
I was like,
morning.
oh,
He
He
it's
is.
before.
He is.
That is awesome, buddy. You're 2 for 2. Oh my gosh, we could
Proud
get the
of
clean
you.
sweep here. Nice job.
I know what a great
That-
day you're gonna have. You're
that
on
is
a
awesome,
roll.
buddy.
Exciting.
Okay, two. You got the
You
2
know,
big bonus points right there.
It's kind of. I do have like 100 days at Roblox.
There you go.
Oh.
Name the TV show, movie, or true crime case. We cover it here.
I have no clue.
This is the. I'll give you guys a hint. Case is out of Florida. Imagine that. No,
Okay, that is that the
Stephen
Adelsons?
Stearns. No.
it's not the
Oh,
Adelsons.
that's it.
It's not
You're
Stephen
right.
Stearns.
Stephen.
Anybody else want to guess?
I
It
know
is. I'll give you one more hint. Well, I think I would give it away then. I'll say it.
Yeah.
You have to say. I can't give the hint because it will just totally. but we'll go. And it is the Shanna Gardner. That's Judge
Yes.
Kite and the Jose
Oh,
Baez case. It's
kiddo.
coming up, so make sure you guys
Oh,
are
Yeah,
gonna follow
that's
that.
really
the one I
good,
was
too.
thinking of. Actually, I said the wrong one. But I couldn't
Yeah,
think of
you
that
said
name.
Adelson. Yep.
Yep.
All right, name the
I was
TV
thinking
show,
of the other
movie,
one. Whatever.
or true crime case. So name the TV show, movie, or true crime case featuring this judge. Ooh, this
Oh,
is
I
a
know
good
who
one.
that is, but I don't know what it's from.
Is it the HBO
No
like
idea.
political show?
It's on Netflix. Give you guys a hint there. Netflix. What's the
Dang it! Everybody's talking about the show.
I have no idea.
I can't remember the name of it. It's supposed to be like the most real life politics, like if you want to see behind the scenes, but I don't know the name.
I
yeah,
no
it is the guy
idea.
from it is the guy from Breaking Bad.
It's Bryan
If you guys haven't
Cranston.
seen it, I recommend to go see it, and you can binge on it. Yeah, there we go. Look at that, Sherry D coming in strong with the
Oh,
blue
good
wrench.
job, Sherry D.
Oh, it's Your Honor.
Your Honor.
No,
It's a
I
really
haven't
good.
seen that.
It's a
I'm
good
thinking
one.
of a different show.
Your Honor.
Yeah, Your Honor is the name of the Netflix Netflix show. Jax just wanted me to let you know. Go ahead and send me an
Uh-oh.
email, Spit Dragon, and he said you can have his Roblox username.
Oh, cool.
This is how shy he is.
Okay.
I'm said, how are we gonna get this? I mean, you're not this shy.
How cute. That's so nice.
Yeah, he just literally he's like, hey, can you mute it for a second?
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's so sweet.
So he
Aw.
wants to give you his Roblox.
That's awesome. We'll give him our Roblox.
Yeah. All right, here's number 10. So we have 12 of these. Number 10 here. Name the TV show, movie, or true crime case it featured. This is Bella's favorite judge in the whole wide world.
I'm sorry for not knowing it, Bella. Since it's your favorite in the whole
For
world.
once I recognize
He's
one
like,
of
you
them,
better put this person on there. And I'm
but
like,
I don't know the
who?
name.
It's from here we go. Ready? We'll give the audience a second today. See if they can get it right. If anybody over there gets it right. It is from People's Court. It is you guys know her name? It's Meg says no idea, but I got 60,000 on it.
I saw that one yesterday.
I love Meg P. Correct answer right there. People's Court, Marilyn Million. So, and I was like, she's like, you better put her on there. I'm like, yeah, I bet you nobody gets that right. I was right. But there you go. That's like Bella's idol for judges. Oh, here we go. Name the TV show, movie, or true crime case that featured this judge.
I'm a judge moron. I don't know any of these people. None of
Think
them.
of cases that I cover on the show.
I don't think I'm that dumb either. No.
Okay, so this is, I'll give you guys
I'm
a hint.
kidding.
This is a true crime case, and it's out of Pennsylvania.
The Sheldon Jeter Jr. case?
Yes, there we go. Give her points.
I-
It is the Honorable, not so, Kim Tesla. Don't trust the
Kim
guy that
Tesla.
has a girl's name.
I know. The boy named Sue.
Right, right. He doesn't even spell it differently. His parents just going Kim Tesla, just like that.
Well, okay, Lana, we didn't talk about this the other day too much, but Donald McDonald is the most egregious name I've ever heard that was on like the witness list in the Brian Koberger case. And I
Right.
was like, it's like their parents had never heard of a name. It's like, we need a
Donald
name.
McDonald,
While
yeah.
we're hiding in our last name. Let's
Yeah.
use that one.
Yep. You know he's going with Donnie all day. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way. Donnie. Here's our final one. There it is. Name this TV show, movie, or true crime case. I'll give you guys a clue. It's from a true crime case that features this judge. One of the most high profile cases that there's probably been in the past 50 years.
Is this the? I can't tell. Is this the judge that was in the Young Thug case?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
It's not O.J. Simpson's judge.
Nope.
Is it O.J. Simpson's judge? I don't.
Nope.
I don't know judges.
Again, another case out of Florida though. Can't get enough of the floor. Another case out of Florida. There we go. Murky's gonna come through. We're gonna go ahead and give it to her. Casey Anthony case right there.
Oh yes. Good job,
Yeah.
Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we're gonna close it out here with another Roblox. So again, Judge Blevin. Here we go. This is our final TNT Fangirl double bonus challenge question with the Roblox ready.
Dino blocks.
It is
Dino blocks.
yes.
Dino blocks.
Good. He went 3 for 3 before
Good
Roblox was
job.
originally named what before it
job.
changed. I thought that was a tough
Woo-hoo.
one. I was like,
job,
this
my
is
guy.
It was tough
this
for
is the one I
me.
thought was the toughest one. Oh my gosh! Guess who our winner is today? So let's add up our points here. Okay, we got to make it official. The most that you could have scored on today's game was 20 points, and I'm gonna tell you how. You got 1 point for each judge question correctly, which we kind of struggle with those ones. But leave it up to none other than the kids to bring it home. 2 points was per Roblox question. He got 6 points all by himself, guys. Look out!
I know.
And then there was a "You're on Fire"
Good
opportunity to
job.
get 2 points for getting 5 right in a row, which nobody did, but but we do have our winner here. So you're gonna win a pizza party for your mom over there, buddy. How do you feel about that?
Cool.
Cool.
Yay.
And you won yourself some Roblox. How you feel about that?
I haven't really had Robux before a lot, you know.
Okay, so
he's
we're gonna make sure
excited.
that you get all your fun stuff, and then your mom's gonna email me, and you get to pick between Domino's or Pizza Hut to have your gift card.
sounds
So
awesome.
go live it up, man. Get all the goods.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Lana.
Yes,
Wait,
no,
we actually won.
We did.
you
I
got
know.
hey.
Despite my poor showing, it was all you.
You still won some. That pushed us.
Yeah.
True.
Look at that teamwork right there. Look at that. Oh, nothing but good sportsmanship. And then
I was like, you do the law thing. I'll be on the Roblox questions.
Yes,
Look
that was
at
a good
you.
strategy.
that's teamwork right there.
Lana,
Okay,
can I
so
tell you-
Spit
can I
Dragon,
tell
go
you
ahead
my-
and send me an email, and then I'm gonna
I
get that over
will.
to you. And then Kelly, email me as well because you won Roblox. If you have, you go spend it how you want, love.
I don't know that we have Roblox out here. I'm in California. But thank you. It was fun.
Okay, well then we're just gonna donate some extra to our boy over here.
There you go. There you go. I'm
All
proud of
right.
you.
Well,
did great.
we
Okay,
thank you
thank
guys
you.
for competing in today's Fangirl Friday competition. So thank you so much, Kelly,
Thank
Megan. You guys
you.
rock, and thank you, little man.
Thank you.
How do we
Good
leave?
job.
Bye.
All right, we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you guys soon. And then email me, and you guys can go grow some gardens. Okay.
That sounds great.
All right, love.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh, look at that. Dude, he rocked it. He absolutely destroyed those questions. So let's highlight the name here. Your winner for episode 4, getting a pizza party, Spitfire Dragon. Megan, thank you for having yourself and your little boy on panel. You guys rock. That was awesome. So thank you. Here is something that I'm going to pull up to kick us off. If you guys remember. Oopsies. Let's see. I don't know about you guys, but this is how I started like every Saturday morning.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time.
Remember when Saturday morning TV could make high school look like the coolest place on earth? When teenagers solved every problem in 22 minutes. Everyone looked like they stepped out of a catalog and the biggest crisis was running out of hair gel before the big dance. Well, welcome to Saved by the Bell. The
All right, so I have a question. Were you more of a Zach Morris or an AC Slater kind of girl? Come on, fangirls, let me know. Just curious in chat. What were you guys? Fangirl Friday wants to know, were you more of a Zach Morris and those big mega new cell phones or like an AC Slater? I'm going to wrestle everything I see. Alice says both. No shame in my game. Meg P says, I was Screech. Can't believe you don't even put him on the docket. Put him up there. Oh.
show that premiered in 1989 and convinced
1989 is when that premiered. 89. Woo! The 80s. I love the 90s, man. All right. So I was just curious, all the fangirls, are you guys Zach? Are you guys AC? And I love it. Some people over here like, I was Kelly Kapowski, man. What you talking about? What you talking about? Why is Kelly not an option? All right. So with that said, let's talk about the craziest Halloween decorations this year. I saw this and I was like, this is my jam.
In South Carolina, this frightening scene appears all too real. Flames tearing through both stories of this suburban house outside Greenville. But the message from the home's owners, please stop calling 911.
It's all lighting. Each window has its own little setup.
It's just the latest over-the-top Halloween decoration from Sam Lee and his fiancée Amanda Pedden. All smoke and lighting. The display, they say, is a hit with most neighbors.
We do have a 1% that, don't like it, and that's understandable. They're entitled to their opinion, but we do it for the community.
If this is too far, what's not too far? What's the line? And who's to say what that is?
What's the line?
The couple gave the fire department a heads up about their elaborate display.
Look at that, you guys. Is this going too far with your Halloween decorations? You guys, Halloween is by far my favorite holiday. Like literally, Christmas, yes, because of the spirit all around it. But I'm telling you, Halloween is literally neck and neck with Christmas for me. Love it. Love everything about decorating, scaring the kids. We were notorious for making our own haunted house at our own house when you would come and get your candy. Well, no, you went through the backyard, the maze. I put had the cars propped up, making it, with the misters, having the smoke come out. Made my friends dress up like you're going to be something and scare these kids. Would go and get the chainsaws and we would take the chainsaw, like the chain off. We would chase kids and literally rev up those things. You would have to go when you came and you got your candy. I mean, we didn't force you to do it, but and then we told the kids when they got all around all the houses to come back. And you would go through through the garage and you go around the house. And then So I always pay attention to people's Halloween decorations because I'm telling you guys, it's expensive. If you keep adding to your awesome collection over the years, you rack up some dollar bills, right? And I just want to know what their bill is for the lighting for the month of September and October with this house with these new features. But is this going too far? I think it's awesome. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Stop the calls from coming in.
Does this in any way take away from resources in a smaller fire department?
No. Granted, we're lucky. We're a block and a half from where the house is at our main station. So regardless, if somebody calls, we're going to go.
But authorities are cracking down on other displays.
And so then they go on to then show these. Okay.
In Stanton, Kentucky, a 58-year-old man was arrested and faces charges for these fake body bags depicting local politicians.
Okay, I have to be honest. I ordered on Amazon 4 of those. Now, I wasn't going to be doing this with them. I have a different display that I'm doing, but I was like, holy crap, because you can get these, go to Amazon and type in Halloween outdoor decorations, okay? And you will literally sit there for an hour, scrolling, right? And then you can get more specific for what you're looking for. And I was looking because I wanted to do, I wanted to have my little little table area because of how famous with the Netflix for this year. I was like, oh yeah. And then I saw this and I'm like, okay, I don't need people calling. I wouldn't be doing this type of style, but I wanted to have a little little table session. If you know, you know.
In his front yard, and in Alabama, controversy over this display from the wife of Mobile County Sheriff.
The wife of the sheriff did these. Can you believe this? And I'm like, I don't think anybody should be getting arrested over this.
It's a very sad situation.
Skeletons dressed in serapes and sombreros being chased over a fence by other skeletons dressed as ICE agents. The sheriff's wife, Michelle Alfonso.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? You know? But like, who even would call on something like that? I could see you calling on the fire because you think that the house is on fire, okay? But like this, come on, man.
Birch calling the display tongue-in-cheek, as this year even Halloween displays are fueling the flames of the country.
I mean, tell me that's just not crazy awesome right there. It looks so real. Like so real. So anyways, this is I just love this type of stuff.
Political divide. George Solis, NBC News.
Okay, now I was interested to see when I saw this. I was like, oh, I want to go and look back. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a Michael Myers in Decatur, and he started dressing up, and then his whole Instagram kind of like blew up, and now he has like 2.6 million followers. He probably has actually more than that now. But I want to show you guys. Well, we'll come back to it here at the end. Because he got his kid now. His kid now is part of it. You know, it's like you're just reproducing Halloween characters. I don't know. I like it. Dude, it's Halloween. This is people taking it any other way to me. But I just had to share that with you guys. I was like, this is crazy. This is in a good way.
We thank you for watching.
I feel like
fueling the flames of the country's political
divide. At first, like, oh my God. But like to do that, that's awesome. They have the perfect house to do it with too.
George Solis,
How real that
NBC News.
Looks. How real that looks. You know? How this is great. Anyways, okay. Next. Let's run down here of Fangirl Friday. Next up, Sheldon Jeter Jr. We're going to talk about this. The new DA comes out. Okay.
Jeter, convicted in a 2020 murder case, is currently serving a life sentence, but new court proceedings could result in a new trial. Thank you for joining us on Pittsburgh's Action News 4 at 11. I'm Shannon Perrine, in for Kristen Powers.
And I'm Mike Clark. Jeter was previously named as the prime suspect in the murder of teacher Rachel Del Tondo. Reporter Jordan Siopa tells us about an evidentiary hearing and what this could mean moving forward.
Right there, the news can never talk about just the Tyreek case without literally, they haven't even mentioned Tyreek Pugh's name, the victim. Okay, this is how crazy the coverage has been with Sheldon's case in terms of they mainstream media news, local news, they never mention the victim's case that actually Sheldon's in prison for. Okay. Wild. Now, I have issues.
Forward.
It's now up to a judge to make a decision on an evidentiary hearing this week stemming from an appeal in the Sheldon Jeter case. A juror from the murder trial was back in court due to allegations she improperly communicated with her father about the case.
Ultimately, if
this is the new DA, Nate Bible.
If the judge rules in favor of the defense, Mr. Jeter will have a new trial in this case.
But based on what he heard in court this week, Beaver...
Now, he was not... So I'm going to give you my synopsis here. Sheldon Jeter Jr. is awaiting a ruling on whether the trial courts will grant him a new trial based on juror misconduct. That is something that yours truly brought forward to the courts through Sheldon's defense team. While Sheldon waits for that ruling, which is appealable by Sheldon, should it not go his way, by the way. Regardless, I am not at all impressed with DA Nate Bible's statements here to the local press after the hearing, which aired a day later. So here's this short clip here that I'm going to play. To remind viewers, Beaver County, this is where this is at in Pennsylvania, this DA, Nate Bible, was not the district attorney back in 2021 and in 2020 when they decided to arrest Sheldon without any evidence yet. That DA was DA Lozier. Okay. So Nate Bible was not ever sitting in that courtroom. All right. He was not present at any time for the trial in 2021. I, however, was present for a handful of those days.
County District Attorney Nate Bible says he doesn't foresee that happening. Sheldon Jeter is serving a life sentence for the murder of Tyreek Pugh.
Oh, there you go. First time you're going to say it.
In 2020. His defense at the time said they requested an evidentiary hearing shortly after because of a juror's behavior, but it was initially denied. Several years and multiple Supreme and Superior Court decisions later, the hearing took place.
The allegation was that the juror and her father had some type of communication. They prayed on it, and then she reached her decision. So really that test is, did she get some information from her father that she wouldn't have known as a juror that persuaded her decision?
The DA says juror number 3 and her father testified in addition to the man who allegedly told an attorney about the conversations between.
And that man, though, is her father-in-law. It's not like some random. Okay. Also, what they're leaving out here is that at this evidentiary hearing, the juror, listen to this interview. They don't ever mention that the juror asks for immunity, full immunity. Before she's going to testify, she refuses to testify and says, I'm going to take the 5th unless I can have full immunity. They had to take a recess. Nate Bible. Okay. So, Nate Bible, he's the one that gives this juror 3, full immunity to testify. Why would a juror need full immunity if they're just going to be speaking and saying the truth and there's nothing to see here?
Between the pair. He said the attorney filed an affidavit, which he said consisted of hearsay. As for the juror's testimony,
she told her father, this is weighing on me heavy. It's difficult. They said a prayer together, and that was it.
That was it.
So no discussion of the case, nothing that he would have said to persuade her.
According to the DA,
Did you guys hear any point in time the DA say, I gave her immunity because she was pleading the 5th? Where is that in the broadcast? Oh, Lana, it's not. Well, why wouldn't they be mentioning that? Well, I have no idea. How come nobody would be bringing up the fact that the juror asked for full immunity and refused to testify? How come also they're not mentioning the fact that the juror said that, yes, I spoke to not only my dad, I spoke to my estranged husband and my father-in-law. That's what she testified to. That she had spoke to all 3 of them. Okay. And she had claimed that she didn't know what to do. That's the big part here. I don't know what to do. That means you don't have a decision made. I don't know what to do. You're bringing in God, and you just brought in now, again, you have to ask yourself, does the judge believe the testimony of the juror to say that, they didn't tell me how to vote, but we discussed, I just told them that it was hard. And what? If you told them it was hard and you didn't know what to do, that means your mind wasn't made up. That means that anything that you are talking about with them, we're just supposed to believe that after you said, it's so hard, I don't know what to do, you just went to bed. But what I think is amazing is that in this minute conversation here, that the DA isn't saying anything like, well, the juror wanted full immunity or she was pleading the 5th. So he had to give her full immunity or she pleads the 5th. Anybody that's going to start off like that, yeah. What? And then this is what was said next.
Other testimony was consistent with the jurors. Back in 2023, the former Beaver County DA named Jeter as a prime suspect in the unsolved murder of Rachel Del Tondo. While
that was a political stunt,
Bible wouldn't comment on that. He said he anticipates updates in the case by the end of the year. He also predicted a final decision in the evidentiary hearing might not come down until after December.
At the end of the day, what this juror and her father had to go through because of all of this was very, very sad. And to hear that testimony and to hear, yesterday how much it affected them.
He always says yesterday. He was interviewed on this, not the day of the hearing, because no press were down there. They interviewed him the next day because there was nobody from Pittsburgh, nobody from anywhere.
Father had to go through because of all of this it was very, very sad. And to hear that testimony and to hear, yesterday how much it affected them, it part of it broke my heart, part of it made my blood boil.
I have no idea why that would make your blood boil. What would make my blood boil is that somebody feels the need to ask for get immunity to be able to testify. So when I heard this, I was literally outraged. Okay. So much so that I want to make myself known here. I pushed for Nate Bible to get elected. I spoke very highly of this man. I spoke to the community of Aliquippa about going out and voting. And we got to get DA Lozier the fuck out. Okay. Here I said, and this is who you want to vote for. So this is all I have to say is I'm not so sure why this segment is so choppy and why this news broadcast is choosing to pick and choose what they're airing. Okay. But the biggest missing piece from the mouth of the broadcaster and the mouth of the district attorney from this local news outlet is that the juror demanded full immunity to testify at this evidentiary hearing, or she was pleading the fifth. That is not said anywhere. Where she is being accused of juror misconduct. She should have never been on the jury. Why aren't we talking about the relationship? She was married to Sheldon's cousin. They were estranged, okay, at that point. She is the neighbor of Rachel Del Tondo. No mention about any of that. For the reasons given by Nate Bible in that interview, he thinks that Judge Tessa will deny Sheldon's motion for a new trial based on juror misconduct. He thinks that it's going to get denied. The juror admitted to speaking with 3 people after she told them that she was having a hard time making her decision. If you believe the juror, she only prayed on her own decision and did not rely on anything that any of them had to say. Well, Lana logic tells you that no one asks for full immunity for that type of testimony. You're not asking for full immunity for that type of testimony. You'd be asking for full immunity because you plan on going in there and lying. And then nothing could happen to you if you lied. Or it also means that whatever you say in there, can't be used against you in a different proceeding. Nobody goes in there and asks for full immunity for that type of testimony that was just a nothing burger. Okay. I am still waiting for the hearing transcripts. I should have them in 2 to 4 weeks. When I have them, I will be relaying to my audience exactly what went down in that courtroom for Sheldon's evidentiary hearing. Personally, for me to hear the DA say that it made him sick to his stomach, that a juror had to go through what she went through because of Sheldon exercising his right to a fair trial was completely shocking to me. And it should be a reminder to the citizens of Beaver County to start paying attention to how this case and other cases are being handled within the district attorney's office. Sheldon had the right, the absolute right, okay, to bring what he brought forward. And it was so obviously he's right about it because the higher courts overturned what the trial court did and said, yeah, no, you're going to have an evidentiary hearing. I personally believe that juror should have never been on the jury. Literally the next door neighbor of Rachel Del Tondo, literally her husband saw Rachel's dead body on the ground, shot 9 times. And then they basically break apart the juror and the husband. And could there have been some tension there that she's blaming if she thinks that Sheldon is the killer, right? That you ruined my marriage because then her husband's having PTSD and shit like that. Anyways, but to hear the DA not backing our rights, how do you think it's been for Sheldon? It makes me sick and boiling to my stomach to think that he could be railroaded by police. Okay. And that the district attorney is in possession of exculpatory evidence for Sheldon. And so I'm demanding that you turn over the exculpatory evidence that I believe that the district attorney's office has because of the prosecution having it back when Sheldon had a trial. Turn over the exculpatory evidence. That's Brady. There's so many Brady violations in this case, and it's all going to come out. Yours truly will make sure. But Nate Bible's thought process here really upsets me because Mr. Jeter has the right, as we all do. He had the right for this to have this evidentiary hearing. And to say, I have it makes my blood boil to think about what the juror and her father went through. What did they go through? She shouldn't have lied to get on the damn jury. She wouldn't have went through shit. She asked for full immunity. Neither her dad nor her father-in-law asked for any immunity. They testified. She went in there with a lawyer and said she wouldn't testify. She's pleading the fifth. Yeah. Now, moving on. Sorry, that case is really near and dear to my heart, if you couldn't tell. What went on in that courtroom and everything that's transpired with Sheldon's case is absolutely a joke. So, moving on. Let's talk about it. Scott Peterson's road to freedom. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have a series that is so far 8 episodes deep. They're usually right around an hour. Some of them run longer. The 8th episode I just dropped a couple days ago, it actually, believe it or not, somebody reported it for nudity for the 6th episode. So that was taken down due to liars on the internet. But I replaced the 6th episode with making episode 8 kind of encompass what 6 had in it as well. So make sure you go check out my coverage of the Scott Peterson Road to Freedom. Can't believe it, but I want to show you guys this. We all need to be talking about it. What happened in this case due to the way that the relationships between local, state, and federal agencies and law enforcement's relationship with the media, they literally single-handedly convicted Scott Peterson. So I want to bring up, let me. If you guys go to my community post, you're going to see right here. Go click on my community post, and you can click, it's just a couple posts down. And let's see. This is page 2 of a declaration. And page 1 declares the following. So I was a resident, or I reside in Modesto, California. I grew up in Modesto and attended the high school. Also, they were there when Lacey was there, but we didn't really know each other that well. In 2002, I knew a guy named Stephen Todd who lived in the airport district. I was aware that Stephen and his he had been arrested and convicted for burglarizing homes in Modesto around that time. He would ride around on his bike looking for houses that appeared to be vacant so he could break into them and steal things. On December 24th, 2002, Stephen Todd called me at my home and asked me if I would come help him with a burglary he was doing over on Covina Avenue. He told me he was calling from inside the house, inside a house that I later learned was the home of Rudy and Susan Medina. He told me he needed a car so he could get a safe out of the house, but I did not have a car at the time, so I did not go and help him. The next day, or possibly the day after, that was on December 25th or 26th, Stephen Todd called me again from inside the Medina's house and said he was trapped inside the house. He said he was looking out the window and there were too many people out there on the street, so he couldn't leave. I told him not to call me from the phone in that house anymore because I did not want my number to show up on their phone bill. I have always assumed my phone number was known to police because it would have shown up on the Medina's phone bill. But no one from the Modesto Police Department ever contacted me and asked me about those calls that I received from Steve and Todd from inside the Medina's home on December 24th and again on December 25th or 26th. After Steve and Todd was arrested, I believe it was sometime in January of 2003, he told me that the cops who interviewed him said that they knew Todd wasn't involved with Laci Peterson's disappearance because they already knew that Scott Peterson that he did it. Now here's page 2, which I highlight. This person, DM, who gave their declaration here. When I learned that the police were telling the press and the public that Todd committed the burglary on December 26, 2002, 2 days after Laci Peterson disappeared, I knew that that was not true. I did not come forward before now because I have been assaulted by the Modesto police officers on more than one occasion. And I know the kind of retaliation they are capable of. It scares me, or I'm capable of against me. And also, again, a member of my family. So this person writes this in their declaration about, listen, I've been assaulted by the Modesto Police Department a couple times. I didn't come forward because of this. Also, so what they're capable of doing, I know what they're capable of doing, and then not just to me, but to my family. I agreed to come forward now because the story the police provided to the public about the burglary not taking place until December 26, 2002 was not accurate, and because Scott Peterson's attorneys asked me to provide the information I have to assist in their investigation into Mr. Peterson's claim that he is innocent and was not involved in the disappearance or death of his wife and son, Laci and Connor Peterson. The shit storms are coming over there. All the new droppings, check it out. If you followed that case, you are owed it. If you put a lot of time into that case, everything that was put out by the media came from law enforcement leaks, you guys, and they were purposefully put out and they were lies. Absolutely lies. There was over 15 sightings of Laci after Scott had left. One of the big sightings that I think is important is that the person that was across the street at the Medinas, who was actually checking out the property for the purposes of a contractor that worked for the, the city, they come out and they, it's like an appraiser. It's like it's a government worker that comes out. He was there. He had a talk with the Medinas, and he says that he left around 9:20. He thought it was 9:20. And when he's like, I know the Petersons because I had just been over at their house in 2001. So just the year before, because they put their in-ground pool in. Okay. He's like, when I left and was walking out, he's like, there were no cars in the driveway. No cars in the driveway there. What do you normally do if your dog gets out and your dog goes off running? What is one of the things that you could normally do at first? If you get out, if your dog gets out and they go out running, you could try to go run after your dog, right? What's another thing that you can do? You can get in your vehicle and go looking for your dog, couldn't you? Anyways, I believe that the guy that left, because he was adamant of that, he's like, I didn't see any cars there. Now, that there's all of this stuff that never came out in court, and the stuff that did come out in court, it was relayed differently to the public. There is not a single shred of evidence, whether it's forensic, whether it's biological, nothing. Scott Peterson was found guilty. I don't know if anybody knows this. Scott Peterson's jury, when they went to break to go, okay, you now have the case and you're deliberating, they had been deliberating for 3 days. Then somebody gets kicked off the jury at the end of the third day. You know what that means that has to happen then? You have to get another person from your alternates, and you have to start all over. Okay. So they get another person from the alternates, and then they start all over. Okay. A day and a half would go by. Another member was kicked off of the jury. What do you have to do? So now you have 3 full days that the jury was asking to see stuff, deliberating. Then we have to restart over on at the end of the 4th day. Then after a day and a half, we're going to have to restart again. They bring in another juror. And then it's the next day, they say, okay, we've come to, okay, fine, we have a verdict. Scott Peterson was not found guilty in a matter of an hour, in a matter of 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nothing like that. Scott Peterson was found guilty after 2 jurors were kicked off, making it restart, that 3rd time. How could you come to a possible resolution, okay, with that 3rd set of jurors that just added that one person, if you have to start back over from the beginning? Okay. Then you're going to have this person break it on down, whatever. These people that were on this jury, I'm sorry, it's my opinion that they got fed up with, okay, fine, I'm going to, fine, guilty. Fine, guilty. Fine, guilty. So people don't know that. People need to know that. The other thing is when the LA Innocence Project took this over, the LA Innocence Project only takes over cases. It's not about DNA. They will take on cases about forensic evidence. And what that means is they were able to go out and get 4 or 5 new experts. Okay. Because back in 2002, when this happened, in 2003, and 2004, when it's went to trial, it's nowhere near what it is and capable of today in 2023, 2024, 2025. The evidence and the experts that told things to the jury back in 2003 and 4, the LA Innocence Project was able to go and get these people to put in declarations that said, if I would have had the equipment that there is today, I would never be able to testify to what I testified to then. That's number 1. Number 2 is not only that, but then they went out and got their own experts to say, yeah, Connor and Lacey wouldn't have been killed until December 28th at the earliest and January 5th at the latest, based on the measurement of Connor's one bone and based off of the time period of being the gestational period of time. It was calculated incorrectly during the trial. Also, all of the sightings of Lacey with the 15 people that did not testify of seeing Lacey in the park, chasing a dog, one of them with the dog's leash, running. And then the big things here are these new people that came forward saying, and this is just one of them, that the cops lied about what day the burglary was. And so the jury never got to hear anything about the burglary because there was no nexus. Because if the burglary was on December 26th, this is why they did it this way, then you're not bringing in the burglary about any of this. And so the cops fudged all this shit. They hid the pawn receipt of Lacey's watch. Okay, Scott can't be the killer and go pawning watches on December 31st when you have all cameras, all eyes on him. He didn't go into no pawn shop and pawn Lacey's watch and then pawn again in February after he went and got it. No, this woman named Dina Renfro did that. Well, Dina, how do you have Lacey's watch? Why would the cops need to bury this watch if it wasn't her watch? Why not just say, like, yeah, here, look at this. This watch doesn't match that, let the jury decide. Nope. Instead, the cops said, we're just not going to let anybody ever find out about this. And then right after Lacey Peterson went missing, a van was lit on fire on Christmas morning with blood in it. And then if that wasn't enough, they went and got the fire investigator to do a declaration, because not only did he find the blood and test it positive, presumptive for blood, he went and transported and drove to the lab his samples. Well, he looked over the paperwork that the investigators from the LA Innocence Project handed him and said, wait a second, I wasn't there when they did any testing. I wasn't standing in front of them when they tested this and they said that it was negative for blood. I was just simply the chain of custody taking this, and then I left. He goes on to say, they don't even write my name right here. And they always do that when they want to bury paperwork. That's not how you spell my name. That's not right. And he's like, and I don't work for the Modesto Police Department. And I never was standing here. And I know the woman that I handed the stuff to back then. I never was standing in front of anybody when any testing was done. This is all lies. The lengths that the Modesto Police Department, as well as the prosecution, the prosecutor's office, went to bury this is so like deep that one can only think that why would the cops ever cover for some little meth tweakers? You wouldn't. It's because it wasn't just some little meth tweakers that went over to the Medinas. Yours truly went a little further, and I wanted to know everything about that Medina home. I wanted to know, well, where's any paperwork on this? You know, they were robbed, and their house wasn't ransacked with little, like, people taking little stuff that they could go and, like, pawn. No, they were only interested in that safe and, like, tools. But if you walked in that home, according to the Medinas, the house was fine, except for the French doors were kicked in, and you need at least 3 people to move this safe. He said inside the safe was over $50,000 worth of stuff. $50,000. What the fuck's in the safe? He said the jewelry was over 50 grand. And I said, I wonder if it was really jewelry, if it was money. I wonder if it was gold, silver. What was in the safe? So we did some digging into the house. Well, in February of 2003, the Medinas took out a $50,000 equity line against the house. Why would you ever do that? Why would you in February take out $50,000 equity line against your house? So I went ahead and talked to a couple insurance people, okay, and got some intel, because I was like, if they're going to be turning this all in, Susan Medina said that she filled out all this stuff for her insurance company, wrote everything down that was taken in that safe and blah, blah, blah. He's like, listen, he's like, jewelry, he's like, you would have to have a special, like, floater for that. He's like, there's a couple of things that wouldn't happen. So I said, interesting. I said, do tell me more. He says, okay. So cash and gold, silver, and high valuable items are not covered under a regular homeowner's policy. Subject to strict limits, and it isn't much if you don't have a floater describing the items and paying an extra premium for them. Most quote unquote safe items are usually not even covered, because thus the reason for the safe. That's why you have a safe. Without a jewelry floater describing each item over $2,500 with an appraisal and paying an extra premium for, would be subject to a max payout of around $2,500 for all of the jewelry. If a jewelry floater is in place, then covered subject to floater limits. Now, let's back up. What did you say, Lana? They took out a $50,000. Yeah, they took out a $50,000 home equity line. So it looked like the Medinas needed to get whatever was in that safe back, right? Anyways, a couple of people did come forward as well and said that the van being burnt, it was an inside job. That van didn't have insurance, anything like that. It was just liability. The investigator said, I can't believe that this wasn't looked into, because this van was set on on fire on purpose that next morning. And we needed to find out you'd want to find out why the van was stolen, who stole the van. And you're clearly lighting it on fire because you're trying to destroy evidence. Well, what evidence? Evidence of whatever's in that van, right? Whether it be fingerprints, whether it be, they wanted that van gone. They hid all the pictures to do with the van. They hid the van being ever like burned and it had it. Why and how does this happen? Why wouldn't, if it was just, oh my God, there were burglars across the street. Oh my God, they did grab Lacey. Oh my God. Why wouldn't you investigate that if it could be something that's, hey, listen, I get that it's just a coincidence. I get that was going on across the street. Okay. But we did X, Y, and Z. Nope. Instead, they changed the day of the burglary. The cops did. By hiding that, they had the burglars take plea deals and sign that it happened on certain days. And then these were supposed to be 3 strikers, which means it's 25 to life. They didn't do that. They let these dudes serve basically no time. Okay. So then I started looking into more of like, we're dealing with, these weren't just like meth little tweakers. Okay. I believe these people were involved in the biker gangs over there. There was a Hells Angels that was really big over there. And this was organized crime. They knew the Medinas were leaving. Okay. And they knew that they had they knew that they could be in that house for multiple days. And it all started on December 24th. So I want to know, and I encourage all of you guys, why isn't anybody talking about the Scott Peterson case? And why aren't we talking about the corruption surrounding it all? And everybody is just fine and content with saying that Lacey Peterson was killed by Scott. Well, then you're an idiot. Okay. Lacey Peterson was one of the most outspoken people in her community. Think about your community. You know, when you have people driving past your house and they speed and they go 50 and you're just like, what is this person doing? I'm the first person. If you try to fly by my house, I light you up. Okay. I love it. We have a couple of our neighbors over here. They have like little signs that talk about like, drive like your kids live here, all that type of stuff. But I light you up. I'm paying attention, right? Same thing with Lacey back in the day. She didn't want the riffraff around. Okay. She was very vocal about that. She'd walk up to people and tell them to leave. She told the transients to get out of the park. She was very ballsy. She was very outspoken. She wanted to clean up the area. She grew up in Modesto. That's where she wanted to stay and live. And so they bought a house that was literally butted up right against the ghetto. It's just what it is. And everybody knows that as much as we love parks, okay, parks aren't always the safest places. Lacey, okay, and this was a judge who lived and was their neighbor and knew them. He said Lacey and Scott would videotape, okay, and check the traffic patterns. And they actually record on numerous weekends to then come in and give presentations to the committee, the Parks and Recs people. We want this. We don't want you guys to open up this road to the park. We want to keep this closed, blah, blah, blah. And this is why. Lacey had sent emails in September and October, right before her disappearance and abduction and murder, to the city and saying, hey, we need this, we need this, we need this. We can't have, she was being vocal, being active. Now, with knowing that, okay, what do you think Lacey would have done, okay, if she's coming out that morning and across the street she sees what she sees and she knows that, like, she's like me, she's like you guys. She doesn't live in a bubble. She sees that there's a van and a sedan and skinhead looking people with Mexican people that have tattoos and these white people have tattoos and everybody just, you can tell, dude, you aren't the Medinas. You don't know the Medinas. You shouldn't be here. Get the hell out of here before I call the cops. When I get back, you guys better be gone or I'm calling the cops. Okay. Now think about this. The dog gets out. The dog goes running. Okay. She's got to go chase the dog down, right? Chasing the dog down. Gets the dog back. Great. Parks her car then again. And now she's going to go off and go do her walk. Then she's witnessing all of this. She comes back. You see this, the Brita water. The Brita is out with 3 cups of full water with 1 cup not. Scott says, She was like in the middle of doing like a filter change or something here. This is how we would do it, blah, 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 and showing the police this. Lacey finishes her tasks. Okay, she finishes her tasks. She does not not finish stuff. Like if somebody was coming to my home, I'm starting little projects, and somebody would, if I was to disappear, they'd be like, "Well, God, it looks like this and it looks like that." Well, you would need somebody that knows me to be like, "No, that's not what that would mean. This would mean this, and this would mean that." Like, but for Lacey, that house is all tidy. She's in the middle of changing the filter at the sink, and she's pouring out these waters or pouring them in cups to save them to probably water the plants. But it looks like she got interrupted. Okay. Then you have to take into account that the mailman who delivered at 10:30 to 10:50, based on the scannings that he had, he said every single time I went to that house, the dog Mackenzie would bark at me, whether the dog is inside, outside, wherever the dog was. We all know if we have a dog that our dogs would do that. Always barks. Doesn't matter where the dog's at, where I'm at when I walk up. Between 10:30 and 10:50 is the time I would have been there, and the gate was not closed. It was wide open, okay? And the dog did not bark. I remember it clear as day, filled out a declaration, spoke on this at trial. But guess what happened? The police, with the mailman's interview, it was done and it was never typed up. It was all in hand. It was handwritten. So guess who has to do a declaration? Mark Garagos. So they said, how does Mark Garagos miss all of this stuff? Like, what was he doing? And I'm going to end with this on Superfly Fangirl Friday here. Scott Peterson, right here. Mark Garagos says in a declaration, at the beginning of Mr. Peterson's trial, I gave an opening statement in which I told the jury that it would hear from several witnesses who would testify to seeing Lacey walking her dog, Mackenzie, after Scott left the house to go fishing. I told the jury that this testimony would establish that Lacey was alive when Scott left and that he was therefore innocent. Okay? He says, I did not call these witnesses to testify. My reason for not calling these witnesses was as follows. Mr. Peterson left home on December 24th at around 10 a.m. It was actually like 9:50. The Peterson's neighbor, Karen Service, testified that she found Mackenzie in the street with his leash on at 10:18 a.m. on December 24th. Karen put the dog back in the Peterson's backyard and closed the gate. Based on the timing of Mr. Peterson's departure, okay, and Karen finding Mackenzie, I believe that any credible sighting of Lacey walking the dog had to have occurred between 10 a.m. and 10:18. That's what he thought. After my opening statement, members of our defense team, including myself, interviewed the people who claimed to have seen Lacey walking the dog on December 24th. These witnesses uniformly stated that they saw Lacey walking the dog in the morning after 10:18. Their statements did not coincide with Karen's testimony. And I therefore decided that the jury would conclude that these witnesses were either mistaken or not credible. Well, maybe Karen isn't. I have been advised, though, that Mr. Peterson's habeas counsel has interviewed the witnesses who claimed to have seen Lacey walking her dog on December 24th. I am further advised that these witnesses have signed declarations stating the following. The witnesses confirmed that they saw Lacey walking Mackenzie in the late morning of December 24th. Several of the witnesses stated that the members of the defense team believed that their statements were not credible because their timing was inaccurate. That is, the defense believed that these witnesses must have seen Lacey walking the dog between 10 a.m. when Scott left home and 10:18. So when Mark Garagos was his defense team, this is what he's saying to these people. When these witnesses insisted that they saw Lacey later than 10:18 a.m., they were not contacted by the defense again. I have been advised by the habeas counsel that he located in the discovery provided by the prosecution a handwritten police report regarding an interview with Russell Graybill, a postman who delivered mail to the Petersons' neighborhood. According to the report, Graybill told the police that he delivered a package to the Petersons' home around 10:30 a.m. on December 24th. The gate to the backyard was open, and Mackenzie was not inside. I am further advised by the habeas counsel that several neighbors testified that Mackenzie often got out of the backyard and could be seen running freely in the streets around the area of the Petersons' house. Habeas counsel has suggested that the following possibility, which I had not considered before or during the trial, which is the following. In light of the handwritten report describing Graybill's statement to the police, 1, Mackenzie might have gotten out of the yard soon after Mr. Peterson left the house, as several witnesses testified was not uncommon. So when Scott went to leave, he left the gate open. Okay. Then Lacey's about to go walk the dog. The dog goes out the backyard, and gate was open. So there she goes. She goes taking off. Okay. And now think about the Brita water. Okay. So Mackenzie might have gotten out of the yard soon after Mr. Peterson left the house, as several witnesses testified was not uncommon. 2, Karen could have returned Mackenzie to the backyard around 10:18 a.m. because all Karen did was take the dog back and just put the dog inside the gated area and then just close the gate. Okay. So Karen could have returned Mackenzie to the backyard around 10:18. Then Lacey could have subsequently begun her walk with Mackenzie after Karen returned him to the backyard at 10:18 a.m. And then 4, the neighbors who claimed to have seen Lacey walking Mackenzie thereafter could therefore have been correct in their time estimate. How the hell are you one of the best defense attorneys in the country at the time? And you're telling me that you did not think that just didn't even fucking cross your mind? That should tell you what someone like myself and other people that do what I do is invaluable to a defense attorney. Somebody that thinks outside the box and somebody that connect dots really, really quick based off of the information. Mark goes on, though, to say this. This scenario makes good sense. It had not occurred to me previously because I had not seen the Graybill handwritten police report prior to trial or during trial. In fact, I had not seen that report before habeas counsel brought it to my attention in May of 2015. I'm like, how did you not have this, Mark? He says, the reason I had not seen the report appears to be the following. The discovery provided by the prosecution consisted of over 50,000 pages. Most of the pages were typed, but some smaller number were handwritten. To organize and access the voluminous discovery, the defense team stored and indexed a digital text searchable copy of the discovery in such a way that we could perform a word search on it. So think about PDF, and you just go in, and if I type the word, Russell Graybill, then anything that has to do with that guy is going to pop up. So at some point in this process, we became aware that the indexing only retrieved typed pages. It did not retrieve handwritten pages or handwritten portions of a page. What a moron. When we discovered this flaw in our indexing, I instructed our paralegal, Ralphie Nalageri, whatever his name is, to hand search the 50,000 pages of discovery for all relevant handwritten pages. It appears, however, that he did not locate the handwritten report describing Mr. Graybill's observations. I can say this with some certainty because for every witness called at trial, this is what you do. The defense prepared a physical folder containing every reference to them, to that witness, from the discovery. And that's exactly how I would do it. Habeas counsel also provided me with a copy of our witness file for Mr. Graybill. Like, hey, let me see that. This is how we did it. So habeas counsel, here you go. This is Mr. Graybill's file. Like all the other witnesses' files, this file was supposed to contain every reference to the witness in the discovery. Our Graybill witness file, however, did not contain this handwritten police report. Had I been aware of the handwritten police report describing Graybo's observations, which supported the theory that Lacey left the house after 10:18. Because remember, Graybo is the mailman. So he's saying he knows that he would have had to deliver because he scans these different mailboxes that just like, that's the system. And the last scan that he did before he got to the Peterson's house was at 10:30. And then the next time that he scanned, which was after the Peterson house, was at 10:50. So he knows that that's the time frame that he delivered that package in the mail. So you have between 10:30 and 10:50. And it was adamant because he did his police report back in 2004 or 2003 when they interviewed him, and they interviewed him right after. Yep, no, when I went there, the dog wasn't barking. That would mean that the dog's not there, because the dog barks every single day when I deliver. Mark goes on to say, had I been aware of the handwritten police report describing Graybo's observations, which supported the theory that Lacey left the house after 10:18 a.m., I would have made a different evaluation of the credibility of the witnesses who claimed to have seen Lacey walking the day later than 10:18 a.m. I therefore would have called these witnesses to testify as promised in my opening statement, because jurors came out and said that Mark Garagos promised us. Well, guess what? I have to tell you guys about that. Ready? Mark, you still made that promise knowing what you knew about Karen in the time frame. Why would you still make that promise in opening statement? I think that you are dog shit. Okay. And I think that you're a liar, Mark. Okay. All of this stuff, may be true, whatever. I think that you're lazy though. Okay. And I don't care. Make the jury hear that, because why are they believing Karen over the people that would have saw? Okay. Maybe the jury would have connected the dots. What they would have heard from everybody, and then they could have put together in their brains like this, well, hey, the dog could have gotten out, put back in, the opening and closing, look at it, all matches up. At the end of the day, Mark, why did you say in opening statements that you were going to present these people and that you did not? I don't know if that's when you were doing a bunch of drugs. I have no idea. Okay. But there was a ton of people that they saw Lacey before also 10:18. And also, I just think that you're giving Karen way too much credit, because Karen could have been wrong as well. But anyways, at the end of the day, this should be all over the news right now. It should have taken over in 2023, but there's no pressure being put on. Mainstream media is not covering this and putting pressure to get this. Scott Peterson deserves a new trial. And that trial should be, and I can't believe that they're not, because all of these, mainstream media networks, they're all about money. You know how much money they would make off of a Peterson retrial? So if that's the only way that I can appeal to these people and to say, hey, you know how much money you're going to make if there's a retrial? Oh yeah, no, let's go ahead and pump it then. But mainstream media should be the most pissed off of anybody, because they were lied to by law enforcement to keep pumping these different angles of the lies that they were given back in 2002, 2003, and 2004. Because that trial was not aired. There was no cameras in the courtroom. So anybody that's ever going to tell you that they watched the Peterson trial, they are lying, because there was not cameras in the courtroom. There would be if there was a retrial. This man deserves a retrial. I believe that he is factually innocent. And I believe that Lacey Peterson, they took her because I think that she saw somebody that she recognized at that house when this was all going down. It was somebody that knew her. And she was probably like, wait a second. Whoa, you're so-and-so. You shouldn't be doing, like, wait, you're involved in, like, you do this type of stuff? You get what I'm saying? And then just the sheer amount of where the bodies ended up. There was not boat access to an area. And so all the new stuff, if you guys go check out my new series on that, you're going to see what it's all about, especially the new experts. They put police seeking to verify trip story. On January 3rd, 2003, the police reported they were trying to verify my story, says Scott, about going fishing. The next day, the same day David Johnson called and told the police to contact Yuri, who had information. The police announced that they were searching the Berkeley Marina area for Lacey and that the police boats carrying cadaver dogs are sourcing the Berkeley Marina this weekend, searching for Lacey. The headlines in the newspaper within days of Lacey's abduction made it clear to the world the police suspected I was responsible. And they made it clear to the world, okay, as early as December 25th, 26th, 27th, Berkeley Marina. So anybody out there that says, well, why would they go and put the body there? Because they knew. This is why you don't give out alibis. Okay, this is why we don't give out alibis. And then the way that the police presented it was I don't know of too many burglars who has boats and they could actually even go and do what they're saying. That's how idiotic you think that we are. We're not dumb like you. Okay. And guess what? The body can be put in. You don't need a boat, dumbass. You don't need a boat. There was land access if you went along the other way, and it's called the Albany Bulb is the portion of it that is land access over there where it's all trashy. Anyways, you can walk on right there, and guess what? The new experts that they have is saying that that's exactly where the bodies were put in, because of the wind pattern, and where the bodies ended up. You could not be put in the middle over by Brooks Island, because that's not where the bodies would ever end up, because of the way that it was a counterclockwise motion. These bodies would have never ended up there. This is the type of evidence that experts matter. If Karen Reed doesn't have the experts she had in her case, Karen Reed loses. Karen Reed is a Scott Peterson. Karen Reed is a free woman because of her experts. Karen Reed's taillight was literally in the yard, right where John O'Keefe was last seen. How does a jury come back and say not guilty? Because of Karen Reed's experts. That's how. Scott Peterson did not have experts. Scott Peterson was found guilty. Also, there was a lot of fuckerage. Same type of case, you guys, just 2022, okay? 2022, 2021, 20-year difference. Scott Peterson had Mark Garagos, but Mark Garagos didn't have Karen Reed's experts. Karen Reed would have lost. I don't care with Alan Jackson. I don't care with Yannetti, with Alessi. If you don't have your experts in the Karen Reed case, she loses. But what else did Karen Reed have? Karen Reed had us. She had the media. She had people that went against what mainstream media was pumping out. Scott Peterson deserves the same thing. He didn't kill his wife and he didn't kill his unborn child. People cheat every fucking day. Karen Reed was kissing Higgins, and people are saying that Higgins is the killer. How crazy is that? The Scott Peterson case and the Karen Reed case are literally one and the same. I shit you not. And it's going to come out. There is no forensic evidence against Karen Reed, except the planted taillight at the house. Just like the planted body in the bay. Planted. They put that body in afterwards, and guess who were the first people that knew about the alibi of Scott Peterson? The police. Why do you think the police leaked the alibi? Because if the police were the only ones to know about the alibi, then it would be on the police. They're the only people to have known that. We have to leak this alibi because they're going to they're here and then go put the body there. All the fuckerage that the police in Modesto did in this case, bet your bottom dollar the police are involved. The police were always protecting. How do you think organized crime works? Organized crime works because you are protected by corrupt cops that get their envelope and then they let you know when things are going on, and then you're going to move your product or you're going to clear out a house so it doesn't get raided right before the raid happens. We're going to, here, they want to do a raid, so let's give them a house to raid. Okay. We're going to raid this house over here. Get some people to move in there in the month or two right before we're going to do this. And we'll make it seem like that's where the meth lab was. These people are fucking sick. And it's we, the people that have platforms, need to just advocate for transparency and fairness. And I'm fine if you think that Scott Peterson is guilty. I'm fine with what you think, but you definitely don't know that. And you definitely can't prove that. But what we can always agree on is that fairness matters. Scott Peterson did not get a fair trial. Scott Peterson deserves a fair trial. Everybody does. So I want to know what it's going to take for us to get mainstream media on board. And I'm telling you, it's dollar bills. So I'm going to start writing these people and letting them know how much money they could make if a retrial was to happen in the Scott Peterson case. How much money they will make. They will make so much money. It's disgusting. Start telling that to the people that run those channels. And they know it because you know how much money they were set to make in the Brian Kohlberger trial? A shit ton of money. Why do you think that Fox went out and got that was going to be our first case that we were covering, like, live and all the way through? There were so many things that were set to happen with that Brian Kohlberger case and that trial. And that plea deal, wrecked a ton of things. And the number one thing that it wrecked was money. Money is what that case wrecked by a plea deal. Well, you want to make that money back? Scott Peterson retrial. That'll make that money back. So let's go tell the world that these people will get rich off of it. And these people, I want these people to be shocked. The shock and horror. Money, money, money. That's all they care about. Well, Scott Peterson retrial will make you a shit ton of money. So if we can't get them to want to just do and advocate for a retrial because it's the right thing to do, then we're going to manipulate. Here, how much money do you want to make? What trial do you think is going to be worth more money than the Scott Peterson retrial? There isn't one. So I'll play ball. Let's go. Can make a shit ton of money. Again, thank you guys for Fangirl Friday. Give a shout out to Donna. I'm Idaho. Okay. The only time my dog got out, she ran to the back of my car, sat and was waiting for me to open the back door for her to get in because we always drive to nice spots to go for walks. There you go. Thank you, Donna. Bluebird. Sorry, I pushed the button to see if I could see chat and I disconnected on accident. Oh, it's okay. That was so much fun. Congratulations, Spitfire. Oh, yeah. Gattaca's good job. And then I got the email, so I'm going to go over there and give it to Jack. So, Donna, love this channel. Love this chat. Oh, thank you, Donna. Dana, $1.99. Green Bananas. What a name. Green Bananas. Murky Pizza. Yum, yum, yum. Murky, you're so fun. Bluebird. Thank you. Dana was like, I'm just hitting all these buttons here. We're going to get our goal. Damn it. Well earned, well deserved. We'll see you guys back next Friday. Join us in the mornings, 9 a.m. We'll have another subscriber member contest followed by a rundown. Ellen Greenberg, can't believe it. Suicide. That means that her family is going to come out swinging. They're definitely going to go continue on that lawsuit. I see no other thing. Unless they just say, you know what, we just want to be done with it because we're not doing this anymore. I just don't see that though. Donna Adelson and Harvey. Harvey tells the courts that the Markells lied. Markells lied, and Harvey basically wanted a hug from everybody. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a last laugh here. Here we go. Harvey wanted a hug from everybody. Take a look.
Here decided that he needed to get a hug from the paralegal or the assistant of Donna Ailson's. And here's the video. This guy, look at this creep. Some people think, oh, he wanted Donna to go for life because he's looking for a new side piece. I don't know. I think he's going to be just calling her all the time because he's a pathetic loser. Oh, and by the way, he should be arrested and go to the jail for life too because he knew. All right, so first he's just standing here and he's like, hey, I want a hug because, he's a creeper. And then the paralegal or the assistant's like, I don't know about that, dude. You're over there. But Harv insists. Harv is like, I got to get a hug. So then the court officer, he's like, oh, I want a hug to the court officer. And they're like, all right, creep, get the hell out of here. No hug for you, you dirty creep. If you missed it at the end of
all right, guys, let's see you on the next one.
Creepy McCreeper here
Peace out.
decided that he needed to get a hug from the paralegal or the assistant of